A well-known model for time management is the Eisenhower Matrix, supposedly used by former President Dwight D. Eisenhower and popularized by author Stephen Covey. On the surface, the model is simple. According to the model, any task can be judged on two factors: how important a task is and to what extent the task is urgent. This results in a matrix being formed with 4 quadrants. Depending on where a task falls within this matrix determines the action you should take. Tasks that are both important and urgent are to be done as soon as possible. For tasks that are urgent but not important, we need to delegate. For tasks that are important but not urgent, we can schedule those, putting them on our calendar to be handled later. And then last, there are tasks that are really neither important nor urgent. We just let those sit for now. Note, the priorities 1 through 4 are not part of the original model. They are something we have added to help discuss using the model. Now, let's fill in a few hypothetical tasks so we can visualize how the matrix is supposed to work, and then we can discuss the main limitation of the model. As we fill in our matrix, one thing to realize is the importance and urgency of any specific task is a relative concept. The task of needing to make a dentist appointment can fall in any of the 4 categories. It just depends on exactly why it is we need to make the appointment and what resources we have available. And any time a new task emerges, there is the possibility it impacts the rest of the matrix. For instance, if I receive a call that a close friend or family member is seriously hurt or is in need of help, Bob's evaluation may no longer seem all that important or urgent. With our matrix filled out, how would we actually apply the matrix in the real world? This brings us to the main limitation of the model, which is the model only uses 2 factors in determining what action to take: importance and urgency. These may be critical factors, but if we are trying to maximize our time and make the best decisions, then there are many other real-world factors we need to consider. Factors such as required effort, available resources, complexity of the task, and common traits. For instance, assistants or staff members are good examples of available resources. President Eisenhower had access to plenty of staff members, making delegation an attractive option. However, if you don't have any assistants or staff, then 25% of the matrix is in effect useless. Even though the model is limited by excluding several factors, we can still use the model if we like. We do this by using our typical to-do list. Carrying around a matrix in your notebook or tablet is not recommended. If you remember the priority numbers we added to the model, go through the list and place the correct number next to each task on your list. Now the tricky part. To work around the limits of the model, we have to deviate a bit, and instead of taking care of priority 1 tasks first, we need to go ahead and take care of priority 2 and priority 3 tasks. The time and effort to delegate something usually takes less than a few minutes, except for major assignments, and the time required to schedule tasks on your calendar is minimal. The only exception would be if you have a priority 1 item that is so important and so urgent, it literally cannot wait 1 hour. As priority 2 and 3 items are delegated or scheduled, put a check mark next to them. They are still active, so we are not actually going to cross them off yet. Also, look for items that go together that you may be able to combine, such as tasks that involve using a similar tool or resource, or that require a similar skill set, like making phone calls, writing emails, or if 2 tasks are similar in nature, such as tasks related to shopping. In the case of our list, in the process of delegating and scheduling, we can go ahead and schedule our dentist appointment, knocking out a priority 1 item. With priority 2 and 3 tasks taken care of, we now can focus and turn our undivided attention towards our priority 1 items. We can try to knock out Bob's evaluation. And when practical considerations no longer allow us to focus on a priority 1 task, we can comfortably turn our attention to priority 4, or get a head start on a priority 3. For instance, writing Bob's annual evaluation may require files we have stored in the office or on the office computer. Therefore, if we are not in the office, we don't have the resources needed, allowing us to take the time to go buy Sue her gift. Over time in the real world, you will find priority 4 items generally tend to linger on the list and grow in number. At some point, we need to either archive incomplete tasks for future reference, saving them somewhere other than on our to-do list, delete them entirely, or we can always choose to create a priority 3 task that schedules us some time to clean up priority 4 tasks. We hope this lecture has provided a useful perspective on the difference between the theory of the Eisenhower Matrix and how we might actually use the matrix in the real world. There is a lot more we could discuss, and we recognize there are alternatives to what we have presented. Some of us may be better served only using the model as a mental framework, not a literal tool. In the end, deciding if or exactly how the matrix can best meet your needs is up to you.